There will be no more Asian children running ablaze from bombed-out schools. There will be no more talk of bombing the dikes or the cities of the North. And within 90 days of my inauguration, every American soldier and every American prisoner will be out of the jungle and out of their cells and back home in America where they belong. And then let us resolve that never again will we send the precious young blood of this country to die trying to prop up a corrupt military dictatorship abroad.
Yeah, how'd that work out for you?
This is also the time to turn away from excessive preoccupation overseas to the rebuilding of our own nation. America must be restored to her proper role in the world, but we can do that only through the recovery of confidence in ourselves. I believe that the greatest contribution America can now make to our fellow mortals is to heal our own great but very deeply troubled land. We must respond to that ancient command, physician, heal thyself. National strength includes the credibility of our system in the eyes of our own people, as well as the credibility of our deterrent in the eyes of others abroad. National security includes schools for our children, as well as silos for our missiles. It includes the health of our families as much as the size of our bombs, the safety of our streets, and the condition of our cities, and not just the engines of war. And if we someday choke on the pollution of our own air, there will be little consolation in leaving behind a dying continent ringed with steel. That whatever employment the private sector does not provide, the federal government will either stimulate or provide itself. Whatever it takes, this country is going back to work. America cannot exist.
It's funny how they're fighting the scourge of communism and then stimulating the economy or creating the economy. Yeah, the lawless man, their false words.
With most of our people working and paying taxes to support too many others, mired in a demeaning and hopeless welfare mess. Therefore, we intend to begin by putting millions back to work, and after that is done, we will assure to those unable to work an income fully adequate to a decent life. Now, beyond this, a program to put America back to work demands that work be properly rewarded. That means the end of a system of economic controls in which labor is depressed, but prices and corporate profits run sky high. It means a system of national health insurance so that a worker can afford decent health care for himself and his family. It means real enforcement of the laws so that the drug racketeers are put behind bars and our streets are once again safe for our families. And above all, honest work must be rewarded by a fair and just tax system. The tax system today does not reward hard work, it penalizes it. Inherited or invested wealth frequently multiplies itself while paying no taxes at all, but wages on the assembly line or in farming the land, these hard-earned dollars are taxed to the very last penny. There is a depletion allowance for oil wells, but no depletion for the farmer who feeds us or the worker who serves us all. The administration tells us that we should not discuss tax reform in an election year. They would prefer to keep all discussion.
It's actually the 16th Amendment is taxation. So what was meant by income was corporate gains, not labor.
Of the tax laws in closed rooms where the administration, its powerful friends, and their paid lobbyists can turn every effort at reform into a new loophole for the rich and powerful. From secrecy and deception in high places, come home, America. From military spending so wasteful that it weakens our nation, come home, America. From the entrenchment of special privilege and tax favoritism, from the waste of idle hands to the joy of useful labor, from the prejudice based on race and sex, from the loneliness of the aging poor and the despair of the neglected sick. Come home, America. Come home to the affirmation that we have a dream. Come home to the conviction that we can move our country forward. Come home to the belief that we can seek a newer world. And let us be joyful in the homecoming. For this land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters, this...
We put this lady in the funny clap category.